Welcome to the Menifee History Museum in Menifee, California on Sunday, January the 4th, 2026. It's Howard Paul Show with Julie. It's a pleasure to be here in Menifee.
Thank you. I'm glad you're here. And everyone at home, I'm going to give you a quick tour of our museum. So be patient with me and here we go. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Thank you.
All right. So this is the Menifee History Museum. We're in Riverside, California. We're north of San Diego County. We have set up our museum in chronological order, starting with the Native Americans that were here before us. There's one thing that I would like you to know about, and it's something very sacred to this area. The Luiseno Indians were here, and they had what's called a ringing rock. And right now it's fenced off and it's protected by the Pechanga Native tribe. But here I'm going to ring this bell. That's the sound of a rock being hit by Paul Macaro from the Pechanga tribe. That sound was this rock hitting this one. There's something special about the mechanics and maybe the properties of these rocks below that makes the bell sound, or makes the rock sound like a bell. What would happen was, we anticipate, as told to us by Pechanga, that this ringing rock was used as a ceremonial, come and gather everybody, we have something to share. And supposedly it could be heard as far away as Hemet, which is about 15 miles from here. So this is what happens when you hit two rocks together. It's much less loud than it is with the ringing rock. So I thought you'd find that interesting. A couple things of note is this is a rock. If you get close, you'll be able to see its shape, right? It's perfect circle, and this is called a discoidal. And what would happen is when the young braves were learning how to shoot with arrows, the elders would roll this rock on the ground, and after time it began to wear away and become round. So again, this is called a discoidal, and it was used by young braves when they were learning how to hunt by following the rock and using it as a target.
Whoa.
We have several arrowheads. We've got metates and manos. This is a mano. It means hand in Spanish, and this is what mostly the women would use when they would grind acorns to make wish, which is something that turns into some that you might be familiar with as a tortilla. So again, this is a mano. We always welcome people to come to our museum and touch things. We've had the pleasure of working with some Native Americans who helped us recreate some things that they used with the Pechanga tribe. This is called a deer hoof rattle. All of these are made from deer hoofs, and they would use this for music. The Pechanga tribe, they did not use drums, but they did use rattles. We have a couple other rattles, shaman's rattle. Here's a snake rattle.
Oh.
Okay. There's several gaming toys that we put together for kids. The next person that came to Menifee was Luther Menifee Wilson. He is our namesake. He came from Kentucky in 1880 and miner. And yes, there are several gold mines, inactive though now, in Menifee. But he did discover gold in Menifee. We are here with this red, where this red flag is, and less than 2 miles away was the Menifee mine. So when Luther
Is that
Menifee,
still active or shut down?
no, it's shut down.
Shut down.
Yeah. When Luther Menifee Wilson went to San Diego County, because Riverside wasn't a county at that time, he pulled a mining claim and they asked him what he wanted to call it, and he said Menifee. And so that name, Menifee, shows up on a lot of USGS maps and things like that, so the name kind of stuck. So that's why this area is called Menifee. We became a city in 2008, and the voters approved the name of Menifee to be the name of our city. I think the other proposal was Menifee Valley, but they chose Menifee.
Now, how do they put that together with Sun City?
Well, Sun City is a community of Menifee. We have 3 communities. We have Sun City, Romoland, and Coil Valley.
Cool. Okay.
So moving along, we say there's 2 kinds of gold in Menifee, the mining of gold and our harvest wheat. So the farmers that were here would, their main crop was wheat. They were dry farmers because we don't get a lot of rain here except for this week. So they were dry farmers and they would rely on the rain. There was no irrigation here until much later after tractors and things like that with gasoline were developed. We've got displays here to talk to kids. We wrote some grants and got money because we talked about the necessity and what the benefits of wheat is compared to, white bread and things like that.
Yeah.
So there's things for kids to learn. There's all kinds of photographs here. As you can tell, way back when, the farming was done by horse, and here's an example of a horse drawing carrot or tractor, sorry, in the hills somewhere, I think in Virginia, but there it is. You see lots of tractors being pulled by horses. Way back when. Okay, so we have a lot of families that were homesteaders here, and a lot of people that come to the museum are very happy to see some of the names they recognize as streets. McCall is an example. Fred McCall was a Riverside County supervisor, and there's a street just north of the museum called McCall Road. There's also Christensen family and Krubsack and Boris. There's lots of families. Of note is a special story about George Boris, who came from Greece when he was 14 years old. He came on a ship, but he lied about his age because you had to be 17 to travel alone. So if you can imagine traveling on your own at 14 on a ship all by yourself, it's just amazing.
Wow.
Anyways, here he is, and he has two brothers, and a couple years later he went back to get his brothers, and they set up a wonderful farm here in Menifee.
How neat.
Yeah, the Boris family. They're great people. We have several families were beekeepers, so they made honey. This happens to be the Happy Bee Company, which is Wickard Farm, located on Scott Road. I don't know if you've ever been there, but they have pumpkins and Christmas tree lot there on their property. We have things like,
Do they sell honey?
no longer, they don't make honey anymore.
Aw.
The older people have since passed on, and I don't think their children have ever picked it up. Let's see. This is the community, represents the community of Quail Valley, so we have a quail under glass
yeah.
here. And we always ask the kids, is it a male or a female? And of course, it's a male because they have something to attract the females, right? So this is a wonderful little community. It used to have a guard gate and a boat or a lake. And it was used as a gun hunting area that was put together by Charles Cooper in 1891. So our history goes way back.
Yeah.
This is another community of Menifee, as I mentioned before, Sun City. It was developed in the 60s by Del Webb. There's several
Del Webb Corporation.
Yeah,
Yep.
there's several Sun Cities around the United States, and a lot of his building.
Del
There's
Webb,
several.
they're in Nevada.
Yeah, a lot of casinos and things like that.
Yeah.
And then this
Wow.
is representation of pennies and coins that were found here in Menifee
Ah.
at the 1890 school. Some go way back as far as 1809. Some square nails.
Some are worth money.
I was going to say some of those pennies might be worth millions. You're sitting here and
Yep, we're very grateful to Larry Englehart because he was kind enough to
I love
give
it.
to us.
Oh, sorry. I love
Check it
this
out.
collection. Oh my God. There's some silver in there for sure.
Yep.
yeah.
I think that brings us to conclusion. We have several things
What a
in the
nice
cases.
collection. What a nice collection you got here, though.
Beautiful.
Really, really.
Beautiful.
Of note is Audie Murphy purchased land here, and
Murphy Ranch out there and everything
yes,
else. Yeah,
he's the most decorated World War II soldier.
Yeah.
So we have a tribute to him and others who served.
Okay.
All right,
That sounds great.
When you
Thanks for
move, are you
coming.
going to have a bigger place?
we will. We're going to have probably maybe about a size and a half of this.
That'll be good. Do you have more stuff to put in and all that?
No.
No.
Well, if people give us, ask us if we want items, we want it to be from Menifee.
Yeah, Menifee, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has to be from Menifee.
Julie, I want to thank you so much for the fantastic tour of your museum. It's a nice place here.
Thank you.
And Loren, what did you think?
Oh, I love it.
Good,
The history is great.
Perfect. So if anyone's in Menifee, come check out this wonderful museum. And when they move, you'll get to see the collection as well. Thank you for watching my video. Have a great day and Happy New Year's.